sponsor, Manscaped.
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go do the deed on a woman,
I know
would
where
you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
like
46.
it pops
of
out?
course.
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven, does Manscaped could help you?
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
Dad?
Only time he's ever violently hurt me, he was fucked up one night and showing off. And we were at like an after party and he was just like, babe, let me just show him. I'm like, no. I usually got into like mama bear mode with him because I'm like, okay, I gotta stop drinking, I gotta stop partying because now I gotta babysit him because he goes hard. He goes really hard. He doesn't know limitations to himself. So he was trying to do the wrestling moves on me and I kept telling him to stop. I'm like, no, I'm not trying. I'm like, Matt, stop it. You're fucked up. You're gonna hurt me. Stop. So I tried running away from him and he grabbed my wrist and I ended up dropping down and ended up fracturing my ankle in 6 different spots. And one of the other wrestlers' brothers wrapped my ankle. I was in a boot right actually 3 days before we went to wrestle. I couldn't walk and he was just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, well, I know it was an accident, but like, I told you to leave me alone. Like I told you to stop and you just kept going and to just fuck around. And like, he would do things like that. But I don't think, but also he was under the influence all the time. So not even the sound of mind. How the things Matt would do, he was fucked up.
Besides marijuana, what other influences did you see him influence himself with?
Well, I'm not gonna make him like I party too. I'm not gonna lie. I was away from my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I like festivals. I engage.
Right.
But the way I look at things like that is it's not an everyday thing. It's a fun, happy, once in a while, not to get by shit. Like
Right.
Ecstasy, Molly, cocaine
Mm-hmm.
definitely. Shrooms,
Shrooms.
edibles.
Damn.
Basically, I don't
Well,
think
it's
I've
been a
ever
while.
seen
Where'd
crack
you get
cocaine or
those?
heroin, but
Now Matt's obviously in rehab now. Did it
I
get
mean, I'm surprised that
uncontrollable
no
for
one looked
him?
at my text messages where he said, I want to do a bunch of Molly and cocaine. Like,
Did you know it was going to get out of control with him? That he had to check himself into rehab? Was it that bad?
Or were you just looking the other way because you loved him so much?
no, I knew it would get that bad because half the times that he would apologize to me for some really crazy shit that he would do was because he was. Everyone has a drink. Well, we use alcohol. Alcohol is the easiest thing to relate to. Everyone has a drink. But there's a point of when you're drinking, are you trying to black out or are you just trying to enjoy yourself? And then, like, with some people that have like addiction problems where they don't know their limitations and they're using it as a coping mechanism, my personal belief, there's some underlining fucked up shit with Matt. And I don't care if he wants to use it for the divorce as a crutch. No, dude, you've had problems. There is some fucked up demons in your past that you have not dealt with, some trauma that you must have experienced because he uses whatever high he can get to numb or not face any reality for however long that high can be. And if he can't get that high from weed anymore because he's been doing it for so damn long, what's the next level?
Right, right.
Even sex to him is a drug. That's a drug. If he's happy, sad, or mad, he needs to fuck. And I think that's why also too the sexual appetite was there. There was no quenching that thirst. I literally would be don't touch me anymore. Like I cannot take anymore. This is a lot. He would wake me up in the middle of the night while I'm dead asleep to have sex and then go back to playing video games. And then wake me up 4 hours later when I would get up normally for just 8, 9 o'clock in the morning to have sex yet again. Lunchtime, sex. Brunch, sex. It just sex. There was
Time to
no
get the
quenching
mail?
that thirst.
Wow. Oh,
I mean, good for
okay.
him for the stamina, but like there was none. I even made the compromise before. It used to be the shaking me to wake me up to have sex, and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna have to wake me up while I'm sleeping, can we at least do like a hey babe or a kiss on the cheek, something. I was making compromises because of what he wanted. He wanted me whenever it was. Okay, if it's gonna be these 3, 4 a.m. wake up booty calls while I'm dead fucking asleep in your room, and then you're just gonna not go to bed and go right back out to playing video games, then how about this? Can you at least not shake me like a hurricane or like there's a natural disaster outside and there's some urgency to this?
Did your kids ever ask why he never came to the house? Did you ever try to get Matt to come to your house? Yeah, you could come see my kids. This is where I live. Was there any of that?
No, because we kind of had the agreement with the whole kids thing. Unless it was like something that was going to be like next level, it wasn't about, because like with my kids especially, I was able, when their father was alive, I was week on, week off. They would go with him for a week. I would have that whole week to have my dating life, and I was able to keep that separate from them. But after their dad passed, I had to be like, fuck, any man that I'm around now, I can't hide my dating life from them now. They're with me now 24/7. It's not, okay, they're with their dad this week, so I can go on a date night and da-da-da-da. No. So I definitely was, I think my son, my little one, was the one that called it out. He's like, are you my mom's boyfriend? Like, because I was talking to him every day when he wasn't around, FaceTiming him. I remember the first time I saw Matt cry, which that had me hook, line, and sinker, because my son called me to say goodnight to me while we were out at dinner, my little one, and it was probably like a week or two into seeing him, and he just broke down in tears talking about how he missed his kids. But then it kind of like altered because he would also trash talk his own children. And I'm like, I would never say those kind of things about my children. Like, you were a mistake. Sorry. Like, you don't say things like that. But it was definitely one of those, we kind of kept it just more, we had, they're there with us only. So like even with like Russell, Monday Night Raw when I took my kids, it was the waving the hello goodbye. I know they wanted to get Matt to sign some things, but he ended up meeting up with his kids after the show. So it was like, you know what, that's fine. They said thank you for the tickets to him over like FaceTime, but it wasn't the urgency to like, oh, you need to come meet my kids. It was more like we kept that kind of pretty separate from each other.
Okay.
So
What did
it
he say
wasn't
when?
it
What did
wasn't
he
even a
say
thought
when?
process.
I'm sorry, hon. What did he say when your son said you were my mom's boyfriend? What was his answer?
He laughed it